The Blackwater Bridge murders. Everyone in Bellwood knew not to stop on Blackwater Bridge after dark. Not because of a legend. Because people kept disappearing there. It began when a woman's abandoned car was discovered at 4:21 morning. The engine was running, her headlights were on, her purse and cell phone were sitting on the passenger seat. But she was gone. Police searched the river, expecting to find her body downstream. They found nothing. 6 months later, another abandoned vehicle appeared on the bridge. This time it belonged to a 29-year-old paramedic. His driver's door was open. A small amount of blood was smeared across the steering wheel. He had vanished. Again, divers searched the river. Nothing. Over the next 4 years, 5 people disappeared near Blackwater Bridge. Each case followed the same disturbing pattern. An abandoned vehicle, personal belongings left behind, and no driver. Then a drought changed everything. The river dropped to its lowest level in decades. One afternoon, 2 teenagers walking along the exposed shoreline noticed something tangled in tree roots beneath the bridge. They called police. Human remains were recovered that evening. The victim was the missing paramedic. But search teams didn't stop. Cadaver dogs began alerting farther downstream. Within 3 days, investigators recovered 4 more bodies. All belonged to people who had disappeared near the bridge. The missing drivers hadn't fallen into the river. They had been murdered. Autopsies revealed that several victims had suffered blunt force injuries before death. Detectives also found traces of blood inside multiple vehicles that had been overlooked during the original investigations. Someone had been attacking drivers directly on the bridge. But how? Investigators reviewed years of accident reports. One detail stood out. Several victims had called family members shortly before disappearing and mentioned seeing something blocking the road. One described a broken-down truck. Another mentioned flashing hazard lights. A third told her husband she was stopping because someone needs help. Detectives suddenly understood. The killer wasn't forcing people to stop. The victims were stopping voluntarily. Police searched old surveillance footage from businesses near the bridge. Most had been erased years earlier. But a gas station 3 miles away had saved footage connected to a robbery investigation. On the night the paramedic disappeared, a dark tow truck could be seen driving toward Blackwater Bridge. 20 minutes later, it returned. The rear license plate was missing. Police investigated every tow company within 100 miles. Nothing matched. Then another body was discovered. This victim had disappeared 11 years earlier, long before police believed the murders had started. Inside the victim's jacket pocket, investigators found a small metal button. It didn't belong to the jacket. Forensic experts identified it as part of an older roadside assistance uniform. The uniform had been discontinued nearly 15 years earlier. Detectives tracked down former employees. More than 80 people were interviewed. Several were investigated intensely. Everyone was eventually eliminated. The killer remained unidentified. Then investigators discovered something even stranger. Traffic records showed that during 4 of the disappearances, someone had placed temporary road warning signs near the bridge. The signs weren't authorized. No construction had been scheduled. Whoever placed them knew exactly how to make drivers slow down, and exactly where the bridge disappeared from view of the nearest houses. Police believe the killer may have impersonated a roadside worker. A reflective vest, flashing lights, a tow truck, nothing threatening, just someone who looked like they belonged there. The murders eventually stopped. No arrest was ever made. The dark tow truck was never located. The unidentified DNA recovered from one victim never matched anyone in the national database. Today, Blackwater Bridge has cameras covering both entrances. Emergency call boxes stand on either side. New lighting illuminates the entire roadway. Most people drive across without knowing why those changes were made. But longtime residents remember the drought. They remember the police tents along the river. They remember watching body after body being carried up the bank. And some still refuse to stop on that bridge after dark. Because somewhere out there may still be a person who learned that the easiest way to make a stranger pull over wasn't to threaten them. It was to make them believe you were the one who needed help.